This is just wild. Google released an AI tool that turns text into conversational podcasts, and it sounds
really fascinating stuff.
Yeah, it's not just about organizing all that data.
Right.
It's about understanding it.
pretty good.
Before Notebook LM, there was a lot of AI voiceover, but this idea of two of them talking to each other.
A man and a woman explaining something to you. So there's a lot in common with what we do.
So much so that people have actually accused Adam Cole and Joss Fong's series Howtown of being AI generated.
It's frustrating because when we started this channel, we were like, AI's coming. How can we stay on top of it? And we're like, we'll talk to each other and people will understand.
And to prove that they're actually real, they made a video in response.
We think we can still, at this point, make better stuff than AI can make.
This is a snippet of my chat with Adam and Joss on AI and their unbelievably good science docs. Watch the full episode on the Digital Spaghetti Patreon link below, and you can even win a membership to Howtown's Patreon by answering trivia from the full episode. Okay, let's go. How do you guys feel about AI?
Deep in my soul, I feel like it's going to destroy us all, and I want to be like a noble Luddite standing athwart the railroad tracks and let it mow me down. But, you know, as a practical creator on the internet, we are trying to figure out how we can use it. Because I think the biggest thing for us is we think we can still, at this point, make better stuff than AI can make that has more humanity, but also just the way that we're structuring things and that sort of stuff. But we can't make it as fast as AI. So is there any way that AI can help us speed up our research or our production?
And?
Kind of. You know, one thing that some of these models are really good at is processing data. And so I've used it to sort of get started on some data visualizations that are kind of hard to do in Google Sheets, which is what I would probably have used otherwise. It can give you some leads on sort of which research groups are studying what and sort of a timeline of the major developments in a field or a research question.
Yeah, it seems pretty good for like the very earliest stage of research where normally I would just go to like Google Scholar and start looking through who's citing who. Now I can sort of ask it to create that map for me.
Do you use deep research?
I haven't used that yet, but Joss has.
Yeah, I want to show it to you while
Yeah.
you're here because it's pretty striking.
Yeah.
But it's and it's making me think about sort of our competitive advantage as people who have trained for 10 years to ingest a bunch of information and synthesize it, add analysis. AI is really good at that.
Yeah.
And so what can we do that it's not good at? Maybe a little bit more field shooting than we're used to doing or some more investigative work. We'll see.
I'll give you my hot take, which is that maybe I'm wrong here, but I think you guys are going to make better stuff than AI for a long, long time. I'm really...
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. I think there will be some stuff that is functionally useful to us that is generated by AI, but when I want to connect with another human being and hear another person's take on the world and how something made them feel and why they think the way they think, like I want to hear that from a human being. So yeah, I'm not worried about it replacing humans. I do think it is going to like change a lot of our workflows over the next few years, like deep research and all these other tools. Like I think the craft of filmmaking is going to change a lot, but I think there's still going to be a human at the helm for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, definitely from art. Like you want art from a human, from a time and a place. For explanation, I'm less convinced that people want explanation from a human or that they can tell the difference necessarily between an explanation from a human. And, you know, we see a lot of videos that do quite well where the voiceover and the script, the visuals may as well be AI generated if they're not already, and millions of views because people just kind of want the information. So maybe we have to kind of lean more into our own analysis and commentary, which we've been hesitant to do because we did want to kind of present ourselves as a journalism channel we're not doing essays, we're not doing commentary. Like we are here to evaluate evidence and sort of present that evidence to you. But we may have to adjust that as we go forward. We'll see.
Cool. Let's keep going.
Let's set the stage with a confusion matrix that shows how people interact with content online. In this box, we have recordings that are real and are perceived to be real. We're talking about photos, videos, audio of things that really happened. This is great. This is information. Then we have media that is fake and is also perceived as fake. This includes a lot of AI art, but we've also seen political messages, generated pornography. When viewers know that they're fake, there may still be harms, but deception isn't the main one.
You know, I'm very preoccupied with the fact that people are not sure what's real anymore. And I feel this urgency and this impatience to find a solution to save the internet that I grew up on and loved as a place where people come and share knowledge and connect with each other. And so I wanted to figure out, like, how are we going to solve this thing?
So that's another thing that I feel like is not going to be replaceable for a while. Again, maybe I'm totally wrong about this, but like coming up with a take that's counter-cultural, counter-narrative, but still makes a lot of sense and resonates with people. I think because of the way these models are trained, they're trained on what is narrative, what is cultural.
Right. It's an average of whatever's out there.
Exactly. And I think that's what's special about this video is, everyone's thinking about, the crisis of not being able to tell what's real. And you're like, no. Maybe that's the crisis like last year, but now that there's this new crisis around the other quadrant in the diagram that you show, which like, that's a fucking great take. I haven't heard that take anywhere. And I don't think ChatGPT is going to come up with that take and execute on it like this. So you guys are about a year in and you're just about at almost 1 million subs.
We're really asking people to pay attention for that 20 minutes and look at the screen the whole time.
And what we've been sort of refining more is the intro, because it's so important. Thinking
Not
more.
that you're bitter about it or anything. But.
I mean,